The special editions keep dropping, and today we are doing this limited edition Star Wars Battlefront 2 PS4. Now what's really kind of cool and interesting about this one is most times that we've gotten special editions tied to games, it's only for one version of a system, but in this case, they actually launched this one for both the PS4 Slim and PS4 Pro, but we decided we had to go big and grab the Pro version. So let's open this thing up and check it out. As usual, we've got another box, and then before we get to the system as usual, we have the controller. All right, let's check this thing out. So the big theme going on with this edition and with Battlefront in general is we have the different factions going to war. So to kind of include that on the controller, we've got the Rebel symbol right here and the Empire right here, which I actually kind of like this kind of concept. I almost wish there was maybe a little more color going on and it wasn't just this like grayish white symbol on top of the controller, but that looks good. The other thing that you may not be able to notice until you take a closer look is the touchpad right here actually has the word Star Wars over and over and over again as a pattern on the entire touchpad. You know, I gotta say, when I first saw pictures of this, I thought I was going to hate this, but it's a lot more subtle than I thought it would be. Let's go ahead and get to the system though. That's the important part. That was the game that just fell on the floor. Hey, it's okay guys, don't worry. Yeah, we're good. And there it is. Oh man, so once again, we're going with a really glossy top on this one. On the top of the system here, we're going with that same theme of having the two competing sides, Rebels and Empire. And in the middle, we actually have the symbol for the Inferno Squad, which is who you play as during the single player campaign for the game. So that one's taking front center stage right here. Otherwise, it's a pretty traditional black console. Got the PlayStation symbol in the corner right there. And then one thing that I'm gonna rant a little about this later, but one other little design choice is that on the front end right here, you've got the Star Wars logo on the bottom. You know, growing up, I was a huge Star Wars fan. I mean, that was basically one of the like 3 franchises that basically defined my childhood. It was like that, Power Rangers a little earlier.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
And then Pokemon, but this was huge for me. So whenever there's like a special edition tied-in kind of thing, I'm always kind of excited to see what they do, and honestly, I actually really like this one. At first glance, I was a little unsure when they first revealed it, but seeing it in person, I've ranted before about how I don't like having these kind of half gloss, half matte finishes, but I think for this, it actually really works really well. I mean, especially when you like think of the movies and the Empire, there's always these heavy gloss finishes on everything. I mean, you know, Darth Vader's helmet alone is a good example.
I can't breathe in this thing!
So I think this actually fits really well, and it gives this kind of deep black look to it that you wouldn't get with a matte finish. The symbols I like on as well. An Inferno Squad symbol, I think it all ties together really nice. The only thing about this system that I'm just not a big fan of is that we have the Star Wars label right here. Because this basically violates what to me is one of the most important rules when you're getting any kind of cool branded stuff. It could be a t-shirt, the skin for your phone, whatever. I hate whenever anyone decides they need to put the name for the thing on. The whole point of a system like this is for fans of something to celebrate something that they love, and we don't need to know what the title is. You know, I know this is Star Wars. Just seeing the Rebel and Imperial symbols, it just gives this cool feeling to it that I know what this is, but then all of a sudden it's like, just in case you weren't sure though, guys, this is a Star Wars system. As a result, you know, using the system, I definitely think that I would end up keeping it up in tower mode a lot more often because I want to show off this side, which I think they did a fantastic job with, while the front, just so close. Now, of course, along with our special edition system and special edition controller, we also get a copy of Star Wars Battlefront 2, but this is not a regular version of it. This is actually the Elite Trooper Deluxe Edition, which has a couple little add-ons you don't get with the regular game, some more weapons and upgrades available to your main troops, and a more interesting upgrade is you get 2 unique costumes for Kylo Ren and Rey based on their appearances in The Last Jedi, as opposed to their more traditional design that's based on The Force Awakens. So there we have our special edition Star Wars Battlefront 2 PS4. Like I said, while it is a little bit more of a minimal design, and I really wish it didn't have the Star Wars label on the front, I actually really like how this one turned out. If you guys are interested, I'll put a link for this down below, as well as just for the game, and I'll see you guys later.